right onto White Park Road, B15.
Well, good morning.
Next right onto White Park Road, B15.
It's Sunday and we're off to Derry. As you can see, Michelle and me are a bit sun-beaten today.
White Park Road for 7 miles.
Look like we've just crossed the desert.
I did put sun cream on.
Well, you did, I never.
I didn't reapply it.
Yeah, a wee bit duller this morning. Still 19 degrees, mind you, so it's pretty mild. Plan for today is head into Derry, and we're going to try and catch up with a walking tour, which should be quite interesting. Yeah, a wee bit of local history.
Maybe walk across the Peace Bridge.
Yeah, maybe walk across the Peace Bridge. See how that goes. Anyway, we'll see you all in Derry. Well, we arrived in Derry.
Oh, it's nice and quiet.
It's quiet, yeah. It's Sunday, so perhaps that's helped. Last time we were here, it was absolutely jumping. Alright.
And then
statement I don't often make around here. It's quite warm today. It's usually pretty wet part of the world, but one of the beautiful River Boy that divides the city completely in two. So, a divided city. Controversial by its name even. What do you call this city? Derry or Londonderry? Well, really, none of those two names are the correct name for the city. Sometimes I'm surprised why we argue and fight over the name, because the old Gaelic name for the city is the original name for the city, Dora, D-O-I-R-E. You folk who have travelled up south today will have seen all the road signs saying Derry or Londonderry, or Derry or Dora, whereas you folk who have travelled northwards have seen all the signs saying Londonderry, unless you've come to one of those Catholic nationalist areas where suddenly overnight the London has disappeared. The young lads have been out with the spray can. So to fully understand what went on and how we arrived where we are now today, we need to really go back to the 1600s. Around 1603, when on the throne of England then was King James I. Now, James I, like a lot of his predecessors and kings and queens before him, is having trouble with us Irish here, because we're not behaving ourselves at all. We're not doing what they want, and so he's going to sort us all out. And his plan really is that he's going to build a Protestant city here. And indeed, he is actively recruiting Southern Scottish Presbyterians and Northern English Presbyterians, with the promise of, if you come here and settle the land, we'll take it off the indigenous Irish and we'll give it to you folk. The plantation of Ulster. is now beginning. There isn't any ongoing siege in the city now, but there still is in some people's minds. That's the Bogside for one thing, really. One of those civil rights marches that took place in the Bogside on the 30th of January 1972. When a civil rights march took place here in the Bogside, and 14 other people were seriously wounded. Now, in the days and weeks preceding the massacre, the British, in trying to justify what happened, they appointed the then Lord Chief Justice, Lord Widgery, in London, and he said that what happened in Derry that day was wrong, that those people who were killed and wounded were no threat to the soldiers. He further went on to say not only was it wrong, but it was unjustified and unjustifiable. Well, if we have to assume that the British Prime Minister was right in what he was saying, then surely you must ask the question, why has no one been prosecuted for the massacre that took place there when 14 people were killed? Why has not one single person, 52 years later, no one has been prosecuted for that? Yeah? Surely that's wrong.
Well, if you're ever in Derry or Londonderry, you will have to do that tour, because you see that chappie was very informative. It's always good to know a bit of history about Northern Ireland and how the Troubles began and all that nonsense. If that's of any interest to you, it bloody well should be. Right, okay, we're going to head down before it starts chucking it down, hopefully get a wee glimpse of the River Foyle before we head back to the car.
Go to the Guildhall.
Yeah, we'll go to the Guildhall first of all, yeah. Run, baby, run! Right, we were going to go down to the river, but we might have changed our minds for obvious reasons. It's a wee bit wet. Wee bit wet here in Derry.
Just the flowers are getting the water.
Yeah.
Good day for the ducks.
Michelle always sees the positive side of things, like the flowers are getting water. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, we updating where we are. We've done the Derry Tour. We've went for some lunch at Nando's, which I have to say was absolutely
Amazing.
yes. Agreed. We're going to head down to the Peace Bridge just to have a look at that before we head off. Which is definitely worth a visit, I think, before we head back towards Ballintoy. Anyway, we'll turn the camera back on when we get there.
The Peace Bridge.
Might be able to get the drone up here, it's kind of weather, but I don't think it particularly likes rain that much. It's quite a expensive expanse of water there. 7 bring folk up the day on our way back from Derry to Ballintoy. We're seeing a wee bit of weather. Hopefully this won't last for too long, but incredibly lucky I think today to see as much Derry as we did before the rain came. We're about 50 minutes away from home, so I think it's just back to the accommodation and drink some beer.
We've got a new room to have after the shower.
Yeah, we'll be getting moved into an ensuite room when we get back, which will be nice. Get a nice cold shower. Right, we've just arrived at the Giant's Causeway. As you can see, it is still chucking it down. But the wee man at the car park said because it's so wet, he wouldn't expect us to drive down, to walk down to the causeway. So he's allowed us to drive. And he says it's not often you get a freebie, but we're getting one today. Wow, look at this, it is looking rather wild.
What fucking car are you? We just want to do, man.
Oh, you're not allowed down here, man. Wow. Look at this place. Absolutely amazing. So there you have it, the Giant's Causeway. Awesome, awesome spectacle. Definitely worth a visit if you're here. A wee unexpected visit to the Giant's Causeway. Anyway, we're going to head off now, back up to Ballintoy and change rooms into our ensuite. Okay, we've arrived back at the accommodation and we've changed room. The room we'd actually booked for, but I think it was double booked when we got here. So this is room number 8. Well, Michelle's here already. The difference with this room is, it's obviously, as you can see, it's an attic room. Nice super king size bed again. Bedside table on either side. Dressing table telly. Not much storage, but storage. And
Sweet.
our tea and coffee making facilities, which we never had downstairs, so that's a real bonus.
I'm going down to get a glass.
No, I'll just drink it at the bottle. And the additional bonus here, the ensuite, which is a lovely clean looking shower, sink, toilet. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. What a difference. A storage unit in there. Yeah, that's marvellous. Yeah, much nicer room altogether.